My name is Sarah, and I want to share a secret with you. This secret changed my life. It's about how I learned to speak English and how it opened doors I never thought could open. I wasn't always good at English. In fact, there was a time when I was afraid to speak it. I would sit quietly in class, hoping no one would ask me to say anything. When I was little, I lived in a small town. Most people around me didn't speak English very well, so neither did I. But my dreams were big. I wanted to travel the world, meet new people, and make friends everywhere. I knew that to do that, I needed to learn English. I needed to speak it well. My first memory of learning English was when I was about 7. My teacher, Mrs. Thompson, asked me to read a small paragraph from a book. My heart raced, my hands shook, and when I finally started reading, my words came out all wrong. I could feel my face turning red as the other kids laughed. I felt so small. After that day, I was determined to get better. I remember going home and telling my mom about it. She hugged me and said, "Sarah, don't worry. Everyone starts somewhere. You'll get better." I held on to her words, but it still hurt. I cried that night, thinking that I would never be good enough. But deep down, I knew she was right. The next day, I started practicing. Every day after school, I would spend 15 minutes reading aloud. I would find simple books, like children's stories, and I would read them out loud to myself. This helped me a lot. At first, I stumbled over the words, but after a few weeks, I could feel myself improving. I was starting to sound more confident. One thing that helped me a lot was watching movies in English. I loved cartoons, so I would watch them with subtitles. I would pause the movie and repeat what the characters said. I even tried to copy their accents. My favorite was a movie called Finding Nemo. I must have watched it 100 times. Every time I watched, I learned something new. This made learning fun. There was a time when I almost gave up. It was in middle school. We had a big English test, and I failed it. I was devastated. I thought all my hard work was for nothing. I remember sitting in my room, crying again. My mom came in and sat beside me. She said, "Sarah, failure is part of the process. If you give up now, you'll never know how far you can go." Her words stuck with me. I wiped my tears and decided to try again. I went back to my books, I went back to my movies, and I practiced even more. I started speaking English with my friends, even when I was afraid of making mistakes. And you know what? They didn't laugh anymore. They helped me. They corrected me when I said something wrong, and they cheered me on when I got it right. One day I was sitting in the park, and a little girl came up to me. She was lost, and she only spoke English. My heart raced, but I knew I had to help her. I took a deep breath. and started speaking. At first, I stumbled, but then the words just flowed. I helped her find her parents, and they thanked me. In that moment, I realized something I could speak English. I had finally done it. I had learned how to speak without fear. Learning English opened so many doors for me. When I went to high school, I was able to join the debate club. At first, I was scared to speak in front of people, but I remembered all the practice I had done. I stood up and I spoke. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough. I made friends from all over the world, and I even got to travel to England for a school trip. That was a dream come true. English helped me in so many ways. It gave me confidence. It helped me make friends. It even helped me get a job when I graduated. I remember going for my first job interview. I was so nervous, but when they asked me questions in English, I answered them without hesitation. I got the job that day, and it was all because I had learned to speak English. If there's one thing I've learned through all of this, it's that you should never give up. Learning a new language is hard, but it's worth it. Here are a few tips that helped me along the way. 1. Practice every day. Even if it's just for 10 minutes, make it a habit. 2. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are how you learn. 3. Find fun ways to learn. Watch movies, listen to music, and try to speak with friends. 4. Read aloud. This will help you improve your pronunciation. 5. Speak as much as you can. The more you speak, the more confident you will become. 6. Don't be hard on yourself. Learning takes time. 7. Surround yourself with English. Try to read signs, watch TV shows, and think in English. 8. Set small goals. Maybe today you'll learn 5 new words. Tomorrow, you can use them in a sentence. 9. Use apps to help you. There are so many apps that can help you practice. 10. Write in English. Even if it's just a small journal entry, writing will help you remember new words. 11. Learn with a friend. It's always easier when you have someone to practice with. 12. Repeat what you hear. If you hear someone say something in English, try repeating it. 13. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace. 14. Use English in real situations. Maybe when you're ordering food or asking for directions. 15. Celebrate your progress. Every small step is a victory. 16. Stay positive. It's easy to get discouraged, but remember why you started. 17. Be patient. Learning a language is a journey, not a race. 18. Practice with native speakers if you can. They can help you with pronunciation. 19. Focus on phrases, not just words. This will help you speak more naturally. 20. Trust yourself. You can do this. Every time I look back on my journey, I feel proud. There were times when I thought I couldn't do it, but I pushed through. And now I can speak English without fear. It's a gift that has changed my life in ways I never imagined. English helped me during some of the hardest moments of my life. When I lost my best friend in an accident, I didn't know how to cope. I couldn't find the words to express my sadness. But then I started writing in English. I wrote letters to her, even though I knew she would never read them. Writing helped me heal. It gave me a way to process my emotions. Through English, I found my voice. I found a way to connect with people, to share my thoughts, and to help others. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. To anyone out there who's trying to learn English, I want to say this: don't give up. There will be days when it feels too hard, but keep going. You'll get there. And when you do, you'll realize how powerful you are. Learning English is more than just learning a language. It's about opening up new possibilities. It's about finding your confidence and your voice. And once you have that, there's nothing you can't do. I'm still learning every day. There are still words I don't know, phrases that confuse me, and moments when I get stuck. But I don't let that stop me. I keep moving forward, one word at a time. And you can too. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to try. Every day is a new opportunity to learn something new. So, take it step by step and enjoy the journey. I know you can do it. I believe in you. And this isn't the end of my story. It's just the beginning.